Yeah, I forgot that I just said Joey as if you would, I don't know. Anyway, Joey is a different coworker than your cousin Joseph. So I don't call Joseph Joey. I call a different coworker Joey. But I for many years called Joseph Joe. Joe Bro is a nickname for Joseph. Yeah, many years I've called Joseph Joe. But yeah, not Joey. Joey's a completely different person. Why don't I have somebody else cut my hair? I mean, two main reasons. One is, of course, the money. And then two, I think it's a useful skill to know both how to cut my own hair and then theoretically that will help me learn how to cut other people's hair. Theoretically. Hi, it is Monday, July 27th. I just recorded my report for the night and I wanted to include this here at the beginning of the video before we get into that because I actually record and I'll separate it into one section of like some thoughts and musings that I've been having today on what I want to do with my life and like these big overarching like passions and desires of mine and things of that nature. And I just want to include it here. Like, I really don't know what these videos, I don't know. I'm just kind of going. Um, so today I talked a lot more about, and it's going to be a majority of the video, I think, is tonight's musings on those topics. I think the rest of this week I'm going to keep it pretty, hey, this is what I did, or this is what I'm planning on doing. I'm, I'm not even, I think I'm going to, I don't know. Anyway, point being, I don't know what's going on. Um, but yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying here. I don't know what I'm not, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just, I don't, there was a point in my recording where I just like paused and sat there, which I'm gonna cut out, but I paused and sat there for like a minute and I just like thought about just deleting the video and just re-recording it. And I just don't want to like spend so much energy on curating this piece of this weekly report to be like this perfect curated thing. I would much rather have, I don't know. I think in large part that's due to because that would take a lot more time and effort. And that's not necessarily where I want to be spending my effort. But I think additionally, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to attempt to just let myself be and let myself record stuff. I don't know. I don't know anything. Okay, love you. Enjoy the video. Hello. Today is Monday, July 27th. I spent today doing a few things, one of which was, and this was the first activity, was just like pondering what I want to focus on, I guess in general, but like, anyway, I don't want to dive too deep into it. But I was just pondering like some, I don't know, long-term ambitions that I have, like these desires that I have. I've, I guess to explain this in short, I think this might be a good way of doing that. On at reunion, there was this breakout class, blah blah blah. One of the questions that we got asked was, what, in terms of personal life or career, either one, what is something you want to do or have done or like be doing in 5 to 10 years? And the first thing that popped in my brain was competing in Lorcana tournaments. That was the first thing that popped into my brain. Like, I don't know why I like feel that so deeply, like this desire to go to Lorcana tournaments and compete at like the highest level. Um, but like it like burns in me sometimes when I think about it. Uh, Point being, I was pondering about that, and I was pondering about other things. I forget what the other one, just writing, I guess, was the other thing I was pondering about, right? Like being an author, even though that's not like, it's not what my game plan is, obviously. But like, if I could choose a career that paid the same amount as what I'm getting paid currently, amongst my top options is being an author. Like, it is top three, right? You got like being an author, designing board games, designing video games would probably be third on those three that I just referenced, and competing in Lorcana. So, competing in Lorcana, being an author, and designing board games, I think. With I think Lorcana and being an author being my top two choices. If I could choose anything, that it doesn't matter how bad I am at it, doesn't matter how I do, I just need to like work on it for 8 hours a day kind of idea, and I get paid the same amount. Those two would be, granted, 8 hours a day. I think I would get a lot. Um, it'd be a lot harder, and I would get burnt out a lot quicker than I'm currently. I've never written for 8 hours a day. Of course, I could subsidize that with like learning to write better and various things. Anyway, I'm getting way sidetracked. Point being, I was pondering these things and pondering about things I want to do, and that was good. Um, so then I got home, I looked into the Lorcana tournaments near me, found a shop that's near me. I don't think they have consistent weeklies, which is fine. Going to weeklies is a lot anyway, but definitely planning on, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know right now. I don't know. But I want to compete in the, I, my current desire as of this moment is to compete in the store championships, which is just like the local, I, I, I don't want to dive into the different levels. That would take too long. The store championships, playing pre-release events, and maybe, hopefully, if there's bigger tournaments nearby me, that would be great. I could, like, there was a San Diego one a couple months ago that I considered going to and then didn't. So if there's any of those nearby, make an effort to make it out to those. I don't know exactly. I don't know, but I was thinking about it today. Um, anyway, so these are just some musings on things that I want to do and stuff. In terms of what I did today, I I got a lot of writing done. It was good. Yeah, I'm making tons of progress. My percentage bar is currently at 97%, which I'm further away for my rough draft, my first rough draft, which is a little close. I would say I'm closer to 90%. I am at the conclusion, that's gonna happen, and then that's gonna happen, and then and then like maybe an epilogue or something. I'm not sure exactly. I'm not sure exactly what the end is gonna shape out to be. After like the end. But yeah, feeling good about that. I like, writing's cool. I can't say today was particularly good mental health wise. Most of the day was pretty rough. Got better right at the end. I talked to a friend, and so that was good. Um, yeah. In terms of what I did, I mean, I went to Institute and I listened to some Lorcana podcasts, watched a couple YouTube videos. Nothing crazy today. I got onto the online client for Lorcana, figure that out. There's a new one that, anyway. So, yeah, I got that figured out. But yeah, I don't know. Today was rough. Today was good. Today was a lot better than yesterday for sure. Work went well. I got home and played a lot of Lorcana, and so that was a lot of fun. Getting back into that. Yeah, I feel like that's all I have to report on today. So, oh, I guess the other thing I wanted to reference, I am currently stuck on my story. I realized I'm like, wait, why wouldn't the characters just do this? And so I'm trying to work through how to make it work and stuff. Um, yeah, but I'll figure it out. Saturday reporting in for both Thursday and Friday. Thursday, I was just too high on life after watching Spider-Man film. And then after that, I was, if I recall correctly, which I believe I do, I was responding to a couple YouTube comments from, oh, I just clicked the sign out button and so now I have to sign in again. Yeah. From my favorite 10 Seconds from Every 21 Pilots song, which people have been enjoying, which is great. And I responded to a couple comments, and then yesterday as well, I was responding to comments. So yeah, that's my Thursday report. Is I watched Spider-Man Brand New Day, and I'm not going to say anything else about that. And then I was responding to YouTube comments, and then the next day, Friday, I got home and I was responding to some YouTube comments. I began work on this YouTube comment here says, can you make a longer version to finish out the clips more cleanly and add the songs you missed? I understand why you cut them at 10 seconds though. So I started working on that, just extending many of the clips to get more satisfactory endings rather than it being clipped off right at, blah, blah, blah. And I played some Minecraft with Thomas and got to chat with Thomas and Marianne for a bit. That was really good. Yeah, and now it's Saturday, and game plan today, I'm going to work on this project. I've got other projects in my mind that I want to work on. So, yeah, I'm going to work on this extended cut of my favorite 10 Seconds of Every 21 Pilots song, and then work on some other video projects as well that I think I'm gonna get to today. At which point, after I work on those, I'm gonna check back in so I can re-evaluate where we're at and go from there. All right, so I finished working on the extended version of my favorite 10 seconds from each one pilot song. And then my other project that I was going to work on, I realized that my notes for it were in my work notebook, which I left at work. So I don't have access to that. However, I remember parts of it, so I'm going to work a little bit on that. I've also decided that I want to watch a movie, so I'm going to watch Creed 1. And in other news, I signed up for a Smash tournament happening tonight. That's only a 17-minute-ish metro ride away. And so that's sweet. I didn't realize there was one so close, or else I probably would have gone to one a lot sooner. So I'm going to go to that tonight. In fact, a player that I know from Reno who moved to Southern California is also going, which was wild. So I'll get to see him, which is cool, even though it's not like I know him particularly well. I am curious if he'll recognize me. I don't know if he will for sure. Anyway, yeah, that's my plan right now. So, good morning. It is Sunday, 8:39 p.m. Okay, report on yesterday. I went to the Smash tournament. Did good for not having played for a long time. And then in the crew battle that we did after, I killed it. I did so well. Okay, I did so well in round 1. But then my crew won, and we got our $20 back. It was awesome. I guess long story short, I took 10 of their 12 stocks. You don't know exactly what that means in terms of crew battle, but it's I'm proud of it. It was stupid. It was awesome. It was so much fun. Yep. Today was good in the beginning and then really not good in the middle. But then I called Alex and that helped out a ton. Love that man. I'm still not feeling fantastic, even though that helped a lot. But I've just been watching a Smash tournament today. I'm going to finish off the day by cleaning up. And then I have like an hour left of my day. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do stuff.